Hi, Guido Fox here. Welcome by a new book report. Today I want to discuss with you this book, The Teachings of Buddha, The Teachings of Gautam Siddhartha Gautam Buddha. I have to say, it's 500 pages. I read for you guys in the weekend on the Sunday. I read for you 500 pages of information about the teachings of Buddha, the teachings of enlightenment, the teachings of your brains, how your brains work, and what we can do about it, and make you an enlightened guy or make you an enlightened woman. That's also possible. We are equal, right? We are both persons, so men and women can become enlightened, can feel the ecstaticness inside, can become drunk of the vine, can become a drunk person, and constantly drunk, divine person, and very happy person without taking any cocktails, without taking any beers, without taking any alcohol. It's not necessary anymore if you feel your inner awakenings. If you feel your inner awakenings, you're always blissful, you're always ecstatic, you're always a Buddha, you're divine Buddha, you're a spiritual being, you're a Buddha inside, you're pure spirit, light, and you're an enlightened person. In my early seminars, you can check it out on my YouTube channel. I spoke already about the Four Noble Truths from Buddha and the Eightfold Path. I am not discussing that with you again. So I recommend to watch my seminar on my website. You go to seminars and then there is a seminar about the Buddha, and there you can find the Four Noble Truths and the Eightfold Paths. There you can find more logical, rational following schedules for enlightened social behavioral patterns. So I recommend to go there. So Buddha means light. Buddha means radiation of light, means radiation of your energy field, the high spirit, the warm, the halo of energy around your head, around your body, your light field and your light steps on earth. So Buddha means light. Undo yourself in the light. And Siddhartha means every wish is fulfilled. And that is an interesting aspect, is interesting information. So if you feel your inner awakenings only after years of meditation and concentration on your inner line, then every wish is fulfilled. The highest wish in your life is fulfilled. There is nothing more to go. There is nothing more to reach as highest in this life. But you have to fight for it. You have to fight for your 7 chakras. You have to fight for your openings. You have to fight for your awakenings. It is a love affair. It's a love affair with your inner body. And this love affair has to be continuously giving attention. The same as the love affair in your relationship. The same as your love affair with your job. It must be a love affair. Your job and your work or your own company. I quoted today on my Instagram. So your relationship, your work, your own company, your job must be the same love affair as the love affair of your inner body. So your inner body must be the same connection with your inner self, the same connection with the Amrita Nadi line in your body. It must be a relationship. And in a relationship, you give the flower attention. You have to give your partner attention constantly. Without being needy, of course. And you have to give your job and your work a constantly stream of love, a constantly stream of attention to your work and relationships and your inner self. Then all the wishes and the highest wishes on earth will be fulfilled. The highest wishes on earth. On page 4 was that. Let's go to another topic. And that is page 40. And that is very, very common in family dynamics. There may be 3 children or 4, and one child is becoming addicted to drugs, one child is not making the school finished, or he's trapped from the school, or he is on the alcohol, or he's sick all the time, he's handicapped. And the other 2 children are prestating very good. They are high grades, they got their PhD or whatever. They are graduated well and they earn a lot of money. And what is happening a lot of times, if you become drug addicted, alcoholic, the family, and this is what Osho also said in his work, is taking care of the people who are the most sad, who are the most unfanatical, who cannot care for themselves, are not, have maybe self-discipline or is motivated in life. And the parents or the family forgot to give attention for this diamond of society. This diamond who is studying very good, who have high grades, who can go to Stanford University or go to Oxford and maybe get the medicine against cancer. Family or people in your surroundings always wants to relate to the weaker, always taking care of the weaker. The school teacher, the family, the parents, the grandmothers and fathers who's talking and talking about the guy who's become an alcoholic. And they don't give attention anymore to the diamond of society because it is not needed. Because he can manage everything him or herself. And don't do it to give this wonderful diamond of society any attention. Don't give that a small push when this guy is making a medicine against cancer. That little push who can make this guy the new Elon Musk or whatever. And this guy can make a lot of money and paying taxes, and his taxes are coming by the healthcare for your alcoholic little brother. Buddha said, always equal attention to your children, to your children in the class, as a teacher, as a football trainer, as a coach, whatever you coach in. Equal attention along the people will bring enlightenment and grow to every person who work for you as a leader in business. You see my interlinked connections here, right? So taking care of your children and an equal based energy transfers. Recognize the differences, not relate to the weaker. We people always want to help the weaker because then we feel better, then we feel more secure. We always want to relate to the weaker, and the higher we don't give attention, because if we give attention, we relate and we feel insecure. I relate to the higher. I don't want to relate to the higher because I feel insecure. I didn't read so many books. I didn't have so many studies. I didn't write books. People avoid relationships with people who are better than him, have a higher consciousness level, have a higher income, higher wealth, have a nicer car, because they feel insecure next to him or her. Or a woman who is extremely beautiful has a very difficult time in this equalized world. Everyone has to be the same. Everyone has to be on the same level. We're living in an equalized world where your talents will be punished. How more income, how more taxes you had to pay. Because this equal based system, this egalitarianism is punishing society, is punishing the system, is punishing personal growth. So in the minds, in the ego minds of people, you want to relate to the weaker because then you feel yourself more secure. And a challenge for you, and I talked in the last video 251 also about to go with people who are richer, who are more further in life, or better in something, to raise yourself up and to raise your consciousness up, raise your knowledge up, grow in life. So choose people in your surroundings who are doing things better than you. You can learn from that. So if you are a very beautiful woman, and then I talk about exceptional beautiful, like my exes, the top of the top, you have a hard time if you work in a team, because the guys are hitting on you and you have to push them socially balancing away from you because they are your colleagues. And if you're extremely beautiful as a woman in the company, the women become also jealous. They become so jealous on you. So you have to tackle also the jealousy in your company, because women will gossiping about you, they will become jealous on you and want to drag you down to their level. So in nearly every system or office dynamics or whatever, you see these mechanisms that we are appreciate not the people who are above you, and we stay away from them because if I come too close to them, it makes me insecure. And makes me insecure. So what Buddha said here, equal attention to the people, your parents, your school children, in your surroundings, also the good persons in your school class, give them attention because they can give maybe much more society value back than the people who are not so smart or not so motivated as the better ones. So in your family, equal attention to your children. That's a very, very important lesson from Gautam Buddha. Page 112, middle way, that comes constantly back in the teachings of the Buddha as middle way. Not too much intellectual stuff, do also doing work, take your time, rest in between, sport little by little, day by day, not too heavy. Don't push yourself over your limits because you become unproductive and you become less and less mindful. So always choose the middle way. Not too much socializing, not too much partying, not too much eating, not too much drinking, but always choose the middle way. Page 155. The Buddha always stay pure and tranquil. Tranquil is a word for this coming back in this book a lot of times. So in tranquil attitude, but it's not a tranquil that you become lazy and sit on every corner on the street and doing nothing, right? I picture that laziness. But you are walking in your daily middle way walk in the park, you walk in an active, tranquil way. Something different than passive laziness. If you say, hey, Tranquil, man, then I pictures people who are sitting in a corner with a water pipe or sitting on an inactive way. They lying and they eating and they have a very lazy, low vibrate attitude. But I talk about actively tranquil. Actively tranquil, and it seems like a paradox. That seems like a paradox, but actively tranquil is possible. You can be actively in life and relaxing at the same time. You can be aware of your chakras, you can be aware of your inner awakenings, and at the same time, you walk, you work, you cycle, you're running outside. You can be tranquil and pure, a pure light the whole day long. That's possible. So actively tranquil is here an dominant word, is here a word you have to think about. You will be wake up tomorrow and then you think about how I want to be actively tranquil and not actively stressed. Actively tranquil. And then you create a boundless life. Page 200. A boundless life where your mental distractions are dissolved. Where your mental boundaries implanted by the matrix mediocre world who's implementing mediocre conditionings, you will create a boundless life and overcome these limiting destructive conditionings. You will be create a boundless, fearless life. Make yourself more free. That's what the Buddha tells to us. Make yourself more free. He escaped out of the matrix. He escaped out of the prison of power. He was becoming a king, but he was too intelligent to become a king. He was too spiritual to become a king. He had other path in life. He was too sophisticated to become a king. He was more than a king. He was a king of the inner world. He was not a king of the outer world. He was a guy with deeper layers. He was not fit to become the follow-up guy of his father. He escaped the matrix. He escaped the boundaries of the palace. He was escaping the mental destructive conditionings in your soul to become more free and to become more boundless. That's what the Buddha is teaching us on page 200, a boundless free life. To escape page 360, the impatient mind. The matrix shaped our mind because of the systems of the family, the systems of the school systems, the systems of the university into a stress mind, an impatient mind. Waiting is not our thing. Actively waiting, actively tranquil, is not giving us in society. We are not used to wait patiently before the red light in the traffic. We are not used to sit and watch the beautiful nature without grabbing our phone out of our pocket. We are conditioned by the impatient mind. What we going to do next? What we going to do next hour? What we going to do next hour? And what we going to do before we going to sleep? We are conditioned by the impatient mind, and we transfer that mind, we're restructuring that mind into a more patient mind, a tranquil mind, a light mind, mind control, a less thought mind, and a pure mind. A pure mind. Your mind is full with dust. Your wavering thoughts in your mind. You're never centered. The Buddha said, we gotta make your mind pure, pure and impatient. Patient mind, transferring to the patient mind. That's the whole thing about meditation, about spiritual life coaching, to always be open also for active waiting in life. Actively waiting. Page 412, to actively waiting and tranquil waiting is to avoid the greedy man. And the greedy man is always searching for more. I want to have more bottles out of the dustbin. I want to have more garbage when I grab over, like the homeless people. They're very unconsciousness. I analyze them. The homeless people are the most unconsciousness. Therefore was Osho to the rich man's guru, the most richest persons on earth don't have to anymore, are not greedy anymore, are less greedy. How more rich, how less greedy you are. And then enlightenment will be waiting for you. You have to go to all the stages. Financial desire fulfilled, sexual desire fulfilled. So the rich people are going into the sexual desires first. And if all your sexual desires are fulfilled, your variation, your beautiful women you had sex with, then, or beautiful guys. The women are the most suppressed persons on earth, sexual-wise. They're imprinted by the matrix of monogamy, by the fathers and the mothers. Stay by one guy, don't touch another guy. They're the most suppressed persons on earth. So, women who are going into sexuality and urges there are the most spiritual one. They're searching for oneness. They're searching for connections. And they become more open towards the world. If you fulfilled your financial desires, you fulfilled your sexual desires, you will automatically come for your spiritual desires. Your spiritual desires has to be found. Because you were going to all those stages in life. So the non-greedy man who is letting go more and more, who is letting go and not become greedy and is not constantly in that survival mechanisms. Spirituality is for the royal ones, is for the kings, the queens, the daughters of the kings and queens, the princesses and the princes. Spirituality is for the chosen ones, is for the rich, is for the kingdoms, is for the people who have no desires anymore. Religion is for the crowd, spirituality is for the chosen fews. So non-greediness has to be evolved from different stages in life. That's an interesting observation. Thank you for watching this video about the teachings of the Buddha, and I wish you good luck, and I see you by the next book report. Bye bye.